You know, it's a funny thing about life. As we get older, we often find ourselves carrying around burdens we didn't even realize we picked up along the way, like a worn-out coat. These things might have felt familiar for years, but now they just feel heavy, maybe even a little suffocating. They can steal our joy, weigh down our spirits, and honestly, they can even take a toll on our physical well-being. Think about it. That constant hum of worry, that nagging feeling about something that happened years ago, or the pressure we put on ourselves to be a certain way. It's like dragging an anchor when we're trying to sail smoothly into this wonderful phase of life. It's a painful reality for so many of us, feeling stuck, maybe even a little resentful, because we're still holding on to things that no longer serve us. But there's a kind of secret, a gentle liberation that comes from simply letting go. It's not about forgetting or ignoring. It's about consciously releasing the grip on things that prevent us from living fully, happily, and yes, even longer. In this video, we're going to look at 4 specific things that many of us carry, especially after we turn 65, and how letting them go can open up space for immense peace, energy, and joy. Stick with me until the very end, because there's something about letting go that might truly surprise you. Let's dive right in, starting with the first thing that often clings to us tighter than we realize. And that's the weight of past regrets and mistakes. It's so easy, isn't it, to look back on our lives and see the moments where we wish we'd chosen differently, the words we wish we hadn't said, the opportunities we let slip through our fingers. Maybe it's a career path not taken, a relationship that ended poorly, a financial decision that didn't pan out, or even just small, everyday moments where we felt we fell short. We replay these scenarios in our minds, sometimes for decades, analyzing them, critiquing ourselves, and feeling a pang of guilt, shame, or just plain sadness. It's like having a photo album in your head filled only with your lowlights, and you keep flipping through it. This constant revisiting of the past, especially the parts we're not proud of, does absolutely nothing to change what happened. The event is over. It's written in the history books of our lives. But holding on to the feeling associated with it keeps us trapped in that moment. It drains our energy, distracts us from the present, and paints a shadow over the potential of today and tomorrow. Think about the physical tension that can accompany regret. A knot in your stomach, clenched shoulders, a furrowed brow. Our bodies remember the stress of those past situations when we constantly bring them back to life in our minds. Letting go of past regrets isn't about saying, what happened wasn't a big deal, if it was. It's about acknowledging it happened, learning any lessons there are to learn, and then consciously deciding not to let it define you or dictate your present happiness. It's about understanding that you did the best you could with the knowledge, resources, and emotional capacity you had at that specific time. We are all imperfect human beings navigating a complex world, and mistakes are part of the journey. They are guideposts, not gravestones. One simple way to start letting go is to reframe the narrative. Instead of seeing a past event as a mistake that proves you weren't good enough, see it as a learning experience that made you stronger, wiser, or more resilient. What did that difficult situation teach you? How did it shape you into the person you are today? Even the most painful experiences often leave us with valuable insights that we wouldn't trade, even if we could erase the pain itself. Writing down your regrets and then symbolically destroying the paper can be incredibly cathartic. It's a physical act of release. Or talk it through with a trusted friend, family member, or even a therapist. Sometimes just speaking it aloud to someone who listens without judgment can lessen its power over you. The key is to actively pivot your focus. When a past regret pops into your head, acknowledge it briefly. Tell yourself, that was then, this is now, and I am moving forward. And then consciously direct your thoughts to something positive in your present life. Your morning cup of tea, a bird singing outside, a planned activity, a person you love. It takes practice. But each time you redirect your thoughts, you weaken the hold the past has on you. This isn't about achieving some perfect state of never thinking about the past. It's about not letting the negative aspects of it consume your present peace. When you lighten this load, you free up so much mental and emotional energy that can be used for living vibrantly today. And that leads us quite naturally to the second thing that many of us need to release after 65, the worry about what others think of us and the constant, often unconscious, habit of comparing ourselves to others. For so much of our lives, we are conditioned to seek approval from our parents, teachers, peers, colleagues, even our own children as they grow up. We worry about fitting in, about being liked, about measuring up to some invisible standard set by society or by the people around us. This can manifest in countless ways as we age. Maybe you worry if your house is tidy enough when visitors come, if your outfit is appropriate, if your opinions will be judged, or if you're living up to someone else's expectation of what retirement or later life should look like. We look around at our friends, neighbors, or even people we see on social media, and we compare our health, our finances, our family situations, our hobbies, our homes, our travels, everything. Look at so-and-so, they're traveling the world. Oh, I wish I had their energy. Their grandchildren visit more often than mine. This comparison is truly the thief of joy. It tells us we are somehow less than, not doing enough, not having enough, not being enough, based on someone else's highlight reel or perceived success. The truth is, after 65, you have earned the right to live your life on your own terms, free from the shackles of external validation. What others think of you is frankly none of your business, and it certainly shouldn't dictate how you feel about yourself or the choices you make. Most people are far too concerned with their own lives and their own worries to spend significant time judging yours anyway. And if they are judging, that says far more about them than it does about you. Letting go of the need for approval means trusting your own intuition, making choices based on what brings you peace and happiness, and owning who you are, quirks and all. It means wearing what you like, pursuing hobbies that interest you, spending time with people who lift you up, and saying no to things you don't want to do. Without feeling guilty, it's incredibly liberating to realize that your worth is not tied to anyone else's opinion or achievements. Your worth is inherent. It simply is. As for comparison, when you find yourself doing it, gently bring yourself back to your own lane. Celebrate your unique journey, the experiences you've had, the lessons you've learned, and the person you've become. Instead of comparing your life to someone else's, compare yourself to who you were yesterday or last year. Focus on your own progress, your own joys, your own blessings, no matter how small they may seem. Keeping a gratitude journal can be a powerful antidote to comparison. Regularly noting down what you are thankful for in your own life helps shift your focus from what you lack compared to others to the abundance you already possess. Releasing the need for external validation and comparison frees up an incredible amount of mental space and emotional energy. It allows you to be authentically you, which is one of the most precious gifts you can give yourself and the world at any age. But especially now, this liberation from external pressures allows us to focus inward, to find strength and contentment from within, which is a cornerstone of true happiness and resilience as we move forward. Moving on. There's a third significant burden many of us carry, often unconsciously, and that's the intense need to control everything and everyone around us. We've spent decades being in charge, raising families, managing careers, running households, making countless decisions. It's understandable that we develop a habit, perhaps even a comfort, in feeling like we can influence outcomes and direct the course of things. But as life progresses, especially after 65, many things become less within our direct control. Our health might become unpredictable. Our children are grown with their own lives and choices. Economic landscapes shift. The world moves at a pace that can feel dizzying. And frankly, other people are going to do what other people are going to do, regardless of how much we wish they wouldn't, or how much we think they should behave differently. Clinging desperately to the need for control, trying to micromanage situations or dictate the behavior of others, is utterly exhausting. It's like trying to hold back the tide with your bare hands. It creates constant frustration, anxiety, and tension, both for us and for the people around us. It strains relationships and leads to feelings of powerlessness when things inevitably don't go exactly according to our plan. We get stuck in cycles of worry about things we simply cannot change. Or we expend valuable energy trying to manipulate outcomes that are outside our sphere of influence. Letting go of the need to control doesn't mean becoming passive or resigning ourselves to fate entirely. It means cultivating acceptance, accepting that life is inherently uncertain, that we can't control other people's actions or feelings, and that our own capabilities might change. It's about recognizing the boundaries of our influence and focusing our energy only on the things we can control: our own attitudes, our reactions, our choices, our self-care, and how we spend our time. This is where true power lies. Instead of trying to control the external world, we learn to master our internal world. When you feel the urge to control a situation or a person, pause. Ask yourself, is this truly within my control? If the answer is no, practice breathing deeply and consciously releasing the need to intervene or manipulate. Repeat a mantra like, I can control only myself, or I accept what is. This takes practice, particularly if you've been a planner or a natural leader your whole life. Start with small things. Can you let your partner load the dishwasher differently? Can you trust your adult child to make their own decisions, even if you don't agree with them? Can you accept that the weather is what it is and adjust your plans rather than lamenting it? Focusing on what you can control, like your daily routine, your health habits, your learning, your contributions to your community, gives you a sense of agency without the frustration of trying to control the uncontrollable. When you release the tight grip of needing everything to be a certain way, you create space for flow, for spontaneity, and for finding peace even amidst chaos. This release of control is profoundly calming and frees up mental and emotional energy that can be directed towards enjoying the present moment and pursuing things that genuinely enrich your life. It reduces stress, which has direct positive impacts on physical health and longevity. And that brings us to the fourth thing that can weigh us down as we age: resistance to change. Life is a constant process of evolution and change. Our bodies change. Our circumstances change. The world around us changes. The people in our lives change. And our roles change. Yet, it is human nature to often resist change. We find comfort in familiarity, in routine, in knowing what to expect. The unknown can feel scary or unsettling. As we get older, we might resist changes related to our physical abilities, our living situation, our social circles shifting, new technologies, or even changes in cultural norms. We might cling to old ways of doing things, lament the good old days, or feel frustrated by anything that disrupts our established patterns. This resistance isn't just a feeling. It's an active stance against the natural flow of life. It creates internal conflict, stress, and a sense of being left behind or disconnected. When we resist change, we close ourselves off to new experiences, new learning opportunities, and new possibilities for growth and joy. We become rigid, and rigidity, in life as in our bodies, often leads to breaking rather than bending. Embracing change or at least accepting its inevitability with grace, is a powerful way to cultivate resilience and maintain a sense of adventure and curiosity. It means acknowledging that things are different and finding ways to adapt and find the new opportunities within those differences. Instead of seeing change as a threat, can you reframe it as an opportunity? An opportunity to learn something new, like how to use a smartphone or a new app to connect with family. An opportunity to meet new people, perhaps through a new hobby or community group prompted by a change in routine. An opportunity to discover new strengths within yourself as you navigate unfamiliar territory. Start small. Can you try a new route for your walk? Or cook a new recipe? Or read a book from a genre you've never explored? These small acts of embracing novelty can build your capacity to handle bigger changes down the road. Talk about the changes happening in your life with others. Simply articulating your feelings can make them feel less overwhelming. Seek out information about changes that affect you. Understanding often reduces fear. Remember that while some changes are challenging, they often open up new paths we couldn't have imagined. For example, retirement might mean letting go of a professional identity, but it opens up vast new possibilities for how you spend your time and energy. A health challenge might require letting go of certain activities, but it might lead you to discover new, gentler ways to move and find joy. When we resist change, we waste energy fighting against reality. When we flow with it, we conserve that energy and can use it to actively build a new, fulfilling chapter based on where we are now, not where we used to be. Releasing this resistance allows us to stay engaged with life, to keep learning and growing, and to find joy and purpose in each evolving phase, contributing significantly to a happier and potentially longer life. So, we've talked about letting go of the heavy baggage of past regrets, that draining need to constantly worry about what others think or measure ourselves against them, the exhausting struggle to control everything around us, and the way resisting change can hold us back. Think about what your life might feel like if you were to consciously and gently release your grip on even one or two of these things. Imagine the lightness that could replace the burden. Imagine the peace that could settle in where anxiety used to churn. Imagine the freedom that comes from simply being authentically you, without the constant need for external validation. Imagine the energy you'd gain back if you weren't fighting against the natural flow of life, and instead were riding the wave of change with curiosity and openness. These aren't just abstract ideas. They are practical shifts in perspective and habit that can profoundly impact your daily experience. Letting go of past regrets frees your mental energy to focus on the beauty and opportunities of today. Releasing the need for external approval allows you to make choices that truly align with your own desires and values, leading to greater contentment. Surrendering the need for control reduces stress and anxiety, improving both your mental and physical health. Because chronic stress is a known contributor to many health issues, and embracing change keeps you adaptable, engaged, and open to new sources of joy and connection, which are vital for well-being at any age. Remember that something that will surprise you, I mentioned at the beginning. Here it is. When you start letting go of these things, you don't just feel a little better. The surprising thing is the magnitude of positive change that can ripple through your life. It's not just about feeling less stressed. It's about discovering a renewed sense of purpose, finding deeper connections with others because you're more present and less focused on judgment of yourself or them, experiencing simple pleasures with greater intensity, and potentially even seeing improvements in your physical health as your stress levels decrease. The energy you reclaim isn't just mental. You might find you have more physical energy too. Letting go isn't a loss. It's a profound gain. It's gaining back your own peace, your own power, and your own vibrant spirit. It's clearing out the clutter so you can make space for more happiness, more connection, and more moments of simple, unadulterated joy in this beautiful chapter of your life. This journey of letting go is just that, a journey. It's not a destination you reach overnight. There will be days when the old habits creep back in. That's perfectly normal. Be kind to yourself. Notice it without judgment, and gently redirect your energy back to the present, back to acceptance, back to trusting your own path. Start small. Pick one thing to focus on first. Maybe it's dedicating 5 minutes a day to thinking about things you're grateful for instead of things you regret. Maybe it's consciously choosing one small area to let go of control. Maybe it's trying one new thing this week. Every small step makes a difference. Your life after 65 is a precious time, rich with experience and wisdom. Don't let unnecessary burdens steal your joy or diminish your vitality. You have the power to choose what you carry forward. Choose lightness. Choose peace. Choose to live fully in the present. What resonated most with you in this video? Which of these 4 things feels like the heaviest to carry? Or maybe the most liberating to consider letting go of? I'd love to hear your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Sharing helps us all feel less alone on this journey. If you found this video helpful or encouraging, please give it a thumbs up. That tells me I'm on the right track and helps more people find this kind of content. And if you're interested in more ways to live your happiest, healthiest life at every age, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We have many more conversations like this to come. Thank you for spending this time with me. Keep embracing life. Keep letting go of what doesn't serve you. And keep living your best life at every age.